This New Year's Eve marks 19 years since my older brother Ryan passed away. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was sleeping. My mother woke me up screaming from her soul. I never even heard a woman scream like that before. It was so animalistic. And told me that my brother died and I needed to go identify the body. And I don't even know how to put into words the pain and the place you go to, almost like denial. And I'm not even going to go there this one. What I really wanted to talk about was like just gratitude and grateful. And what I'm grateful for is that my brother and I got into a physical altercation almost a year prior to that. And in November of 2006, I saw him at a party, and I think I was 23 at the time. And I made amends to him and just said, listen, I just want to be your brother and love you, and I don't want to waste any more time. I already knew from leukemia that I was wasting time. And I shot from the heart, and they say when you speak from the heart, it always connects to the other person's heart. So even if I was speaking Spanish and he only spoke English, he wouldn't understand me, but he would feel me, and it was felt. And that following month was Christmas of 2006. My brother, who was non-emotional like me and didn't wear his heart on his sleeve, said that morning, Harry, I'm really glad we're talking and I love you. And it's to this day the best Christmas gift I ever got. And I used to always say I thought he loved my younger brother more than me, but I was just a tough SOB to love, because if you did something wrong, then I wanted to fight. It was the way I expressed myself. And my brother really didn't like confrontation, even though he could throw his hands. So that Christmas, he was like, I'm really glad we're talking and I love you. And a few days after that, he was at a friend's house. I stopped by there, and we were up to no good at that time. And I said, the last time I seen him, I said, Rye, don't stay out too late. We got a family thing we're going to do tomorrow for New Year's Eve. And he was like, yeah, no problem, bro. And that would be the last time that I see my older brother. And then the next time I would see him, he had a heart attack on the couch in his sleep at 28 years old. And I'm just grateful that we left. Like, what I feel is God said on Christmas was like, we're going to give Harry his farewell. Like, we beefed a lot. And it was almost like, you guys love each other. You guys are brothers. You fight. We made amends the month prior. We were hanging out a lot. And that Christmas, he was like, I love you. I'm glad we're talking. And I felt like that was God's gift to me of saying farewell. And we left on good terms. So today, I honor my brother by the way I live. I think about him all the time. I've put him in the brand when we were flipping houses. I talk about him when I did motivational speaking at high schools. I'm just so grateful for him. He saved my life, when I had leukemia. And even back then, I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, you're supposed to do that. I was so inconsiderate, man. I didn't think about the pain that he had to endure, the shots he had to take to ramp up his stem cells and all of that. So I'm just grateful that I had an older brother that was doing the best that he could where he was at. I do wonder what he would be like today and things like that. But I'm just grateful that we left on good terms. So my message is, forgive so you can move on. And it's not just for the other person. It's really for yourself, forgiveness. I saw some interview the other day, some some guy was on a podcast and he just said forgiveness is our best weapon against our enemies. Like like someone's got all this anger towards you and you're like, I wish you well. So that's my message. I sure do miss my older brother. I know I'm making him proud. I know I'll see him again one day in heaven. And until then, I'm going to continue to honor him by the way I live my life. And that's my message to you, is practice gratitude, forgiveness. And if you lost someone, I could easily think about my older brother and say, poor me, this and that. But I know my older brother wouldn't want me to be that way. My older brother was more about like, man, whatever, dude, let's just move on. Like, who cares? So I'm going to continue to keep being the best version of myself. And part of that was starting this podcast to give back, to bring some experience and hope to those out there. And I hope that that's working so far.